Hello, I'm Robert again. I'm from dadcares2.com. Now I'm going to make a video today basically about how to get art started in your homeschool. Now it's quite simple, and we just started recently with this one book. This is a book, Drawing with Children by Mona Brooks. This is actually a very good resource about the basic elements of shape and how to, I guess you could say, get your children to really observe what they're drawing and have an understanding of the elements of shape. There's only 5 elements. So let's get right into it. Now, the first lesson is essentially to prepare the different kinds of markers you'll need and the supplies you'll need. Hey, Aaron, where are your markers? I have an assistant who's going to help me. Now, once you get all those markers in place, where's your marker? I think they're over there, aren't they? No. You're going to get them to try out the markers. And yeah, there we go. Get some nice markers. A nice kit of markers like this, right? They have this particular set has a fine tip on one side and a broad tip on the other. Oh no, that's all right. So this is the broad tip, and on this side they have the fine tip, right? Okay, it's very simple. But actually, you can find whatever kind of supplies that you can get in your neighborhood. So once you get some markers, you're going to go through the text and you're going to try and familiarize yourself with how to test your student. And basically there's 3 levels that you can try. Now you can see here, this is one of the level 1 and level 2 evaluations that you can give your child before you start. And you can see this top one is one my 5.5-year-old did. This one is my 14-year-old son. And you can see basically what level they are, how well they can copy, how they can see the details. And actually my 14-year-old son, he got a little lazy here, but yeah, you use this evaluation to see which level of lessons you can work on with your child. And as you can see, this was started on August 8th, right? This was done on August 19th. Right? So you can see there is maybe a little difference, maybe not too much, right? And then you'll make your own kind of blank worksheets, and you can make your own that they will fill out and try and copy the various shapes. As you can see, there are dots, circles, lines, curves, and angles, and lines. So you just make some combinations and they will get used to these basic shapes, and these are the elements of shapes that they need to understand so they can learn how to get to the next step in their drawing. Once they get familiar with making these shapes and how to hold their markers and how to do the curves and the lines and all this stuff, basically it gets easier. And here, oh, this is also in this workbook. Let me see, it's a little, yeah, the 5 basic elements of shape. Now these tools are all in this workbook. And actually, sorry, it's a textbook, Drawing with Children. Now once you get an understanding of the elements, you'll continue on with the lessons. You can see the contour of whatever it is you're drawing, right? Then once you understand this, you understand the other elements and how you put them together. For example, do you put them side by side? Do you overlap them? Do you put them on top of each other? So there are many different ways that you can use the elements to draw something. Now, what I like about this is that you can actually take what you learned and you can learn somewhere, like for example, while you're waiting in a restaurant for dinner or for lunch, or you're on the train going somewhere, you got some time to kill. You can also learn about art anywhere. So once you have some of these kinds of worksheets, you can print out some blank worksheets and take them with you and maybe spend 10 to 15 minutes with your child doing some practice work. So this is really helpful, and I would say that learning drawing is something that you can do almost anywhere. One of the first lessons from the book, and this is my five and a half year old, he drew this parrot. Now you're saying, oh, that's a parrot? Well, actually, yes. Of course, when they're just starting out, you're giving them instructions and they follow your instructions. Sometimes they do it a little too quickly. They start doing things before they understand and they start jumping ahead of themselves. So this is basically the eye, the beak, the head, some feathers, and the body, and other feathers, and the tail feathers, and then this branch. And he decided he wants to put a leaf and a flower. So they will get better, and they will learn how to pay attention to the details. This is something that I think is very helpful. I want to start with my son very young because I believe it will help him, and it's something that will take time to develop. Now this is just something he drew just the other day. This is a parrot. Now this is also done using some lessons in this text. Basically, they'll go through and they'll tell you how to start, how to draw the parrots, right? You start drawing the eyes, the beak, then the head, the feathers, and the body, and so on. So at first he thought it was extremely difficult, and this was something, this is something he just drew the other day. But then he started saying that, hey Dad, I want to draw another parrot. And he said, I want to draw a parrot, but I also want to draw a bird's nest. I want to find a tree with a bird's nest. So we went online to get some resources and got some pictures. And he drew a nice tree with some eggs and a little parrot in it. So this is something that he really enjoyed. I believe art in the homeschool can only help, and he's very curious about it, my son. And I think this is something we'll definitely continue. It's not just art appreciation, right? But I really do think that art is going to also lead to music appreciation. And luckily my wife is also a music teacher, so she's looking forward to adding art and music to his homeschooling. So I think this is something that anybody can start. And even my 14-year-old son was kind of interested, and he'd never really drew before. And this is something he just drew after going through some of the exercises. And then he drew another one because he said, Daddy, the first one I drew doesn't look so good. So he wanted to draw another parrot, I guess. And I think this is pretty good as a first drawing. It's not bad, right? So we're just starting with this, Drawing with Children by Mona Brooks. I think it's a great way for incorporating art into your homeschool. And yeah, I'll make another video a few months down the road to see how everything is going. So Mona Brooks, drawing with children, is a very easy way for anyone, even somebody like me. I don't know how to draw, but you follow the instructions step by step, learning the 5 elements of shape and how to incorporate the shapes, how to observe objects that you're going to be drawing. Makes it very easy. So thank you for watching, and hope you can incorporate some art in your homeschool.